George from MovieWeb. It's such an honor and a thrill to talk to you about this movie, but in general. It's a beautiful movie, an important movie, I think. I felt Joe Cross was relatable, human, flawed, and some choices take him to a terrible place. And I'm curious what you feel he represents to you and how you want audiences to kind of take him in, because he feels very symbolic to me of something happening right now across the country and the world.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to approach the character in that way, and I'm really glad that that's the reaction that you have. But it's really important for me to kind of zoom in and just find like the humanity in the character and not make any kind of statements, because I think that becomes like a domain that I'm not comfortable with, where I'm using the character as a proxy and I'm making a statement, and I felt like I want to surprise an audience. I want people that might have a preconceived idea of who the character is to be surprised by what is revealed, and that's what felt most important to me. But I think for me, in some ways, starting out, I wanted to feel like Joe. I wanted to see like pieces of like my father, and like pieces of like my uncle, and pieces of people that I've known throughout my life. Like I wanted him to be somebody that felt familiar to me. I didn't want to kind of like stand at arm's length and make some judgment about the character, and I wanted him to kind of reveal something about myself, hopefully, right? And I think the thing that was interesting about the script when I got it was I did feel like I saw pieces of myself and my friends and family in all of the characters. And I think it's something that's like so rare, and it felt so important and like vital that like during this time in which we feel maybe fractured and separated in our kind of our own realities, that maybe you could sit down and watch this film with hopefully like people that have like a different philosophy and political leanings than you, and have some laughs like this.
Oh, for
kind
sure.
of like right, like there's a way to kind of look at some of our actions through kind of like a humorous lens, and to have like a little bit of like forgiveness for ourselves, right? Because things were fucking crazy.
They really were, right? Which you captured, but also everything you just said is why it worked. Honestly, on me, why I had that feeling, and I felt that there were real people in him. I'm curious, kind of piggybacking to that, you have played so often in your life characters who are tortured or tormented, and you've taken us to such darkness. And Joe is another example, as human as he is. Does it take a toll? Is it cathartic? Is it hard to go to those places over and over? And because you do it so well, I wonder if it's just like something that you're drawn to, or if it's painful.
No, I don't know that I've thought about it. Or maybe when I've done interviews, I don't see. Maybe you try not to anticipate that when you work, and so when something comes up that maybe is difficult or challenging to you, it's just something that you are kind of like navigating in the moment. But the truth is like I'm going through those moments with like a partner in Ari Aster, the director, as well as like this entire team, like this crew that's all there. Like we are locked in together, creating this world and this character and navigating it together. And so it's maybe I think you're kind of witnessing the character and they seem isolated on screen going through something. I'm actually sharing that moment with like 50 other people. So it never feels like as solitary as it might appear.
Do you, so in this movie there are laughs, there are moments that are hilarious, and I found myself laughing at the pain too, and the humanity. You know, talk about playing a comedic moment that has almost Looney Tunes elements. that is also so dark and so like dramatic and real and raw.
Yeah, I mean, those are some of, the most humorous moments in some ways. I mean, that's a humor that I love, like where things are really uncomfortable. But I think it was important for me not to approach any of these moments like from a distance and from this position of like judgment or mocking or laughing at. So while I was like hyper aware of the humor, if anything, I worked to kind of keep that at bay and to be as kind of true to what the character was experiencing in the moment, and the humor comes from that. But there are definitely, Ari is like one of the funniest people that I know, and his observations are like always like super spot on and always have like a humorous bent to it. And we definitely laughed a lot while we were making the film.
I bet.
But it was important that we also captured the reality of what these characters were going through.
I have to wrap, but I want to ask one more thing. Are you guys gonna team up again? Do you plan to? Because it's so fun to watch the two of you work.
Oh, that's so nice. Just talk to Ari. Let him know I'm
I
available.
will. When I talk to him, I'll let him know.
Okay, thanks, man. Good to see
Thanks.
you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.